So you're showing up, you're creating content because your goal for 2026 is to transition into your business full time. You know that you want to make consistent 5 to 10K months so that you can finally be able to replace your income and be present with your family and live that life of freedom that you desire. And you know that coaching is the way that God has shown you. He's enlightened you to your new next level career, which is coaching. You're showing up, you're doing the things, you're marketing, you're speaking about your offer, you're creating the content, you're sending the emails, and you're creating the webinar, you're hosting your webinars, you're doing all the things. But when you get to the sales calls, people are telling you like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I'm not ready for this. They're not having much vision for their future, and they don't know if they're ready. You're getting a lot of objections, and the reason for that is it's not necessarily what you're doing, but it's actually who you're speaking to in your marketing, right? And so you're doing all the right marketing steps, you're doing all the strategy, but the person that you're speaking to in your messaging, that's what's causing the disconnect. This is why when you get to the sales call, you're pulling in and attracting people who aren't ready. And so this is why we're going to be breaking down in this episode of the Daily Dose why your marketing isn't working, even though you're consistent. You're showing up consistently, but it's just not bringing in the right leads. It's not bringing in the right your best clients. And I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to start attracting your best clients who are ready to sign up for your program. They're already pre-sold, they're activated, and they're ready to go. We're going to be breaking down exactly how to do that in this episode of the Daily Dose. So welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. My name is Janel Ranée, and I help you to transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without self-sabotaging, or without a large audience. And the Daily Dose is a daily show, Monday through Friday, where I go before the Lord. I sit before the Lord every single morning, and I'm on my face and just asking Him, Lord, what should I talk about today? How can I serve your daughters? How can I serve your coaches? And whatever I receive is what you receive in the Daily Dose episodes. So divine overflow of spirit-led empowerment is the dose. It's empowerment, encouragement, equipping on your walk of entrepreneurship to get you full time. And so today, what I received was I want to talk about my strategy for really being able to uncover who exactly you're speaking to, who to speak to, and who not to speak to in your marketing so that you can start attracting your best clients. All right. And so I do have a question for you that I want to pose. Who are you attracting in your marketing? When you show up to sales calls, are you actually attracting your best clients? Are they ready to go? Are they ready to sign on? Or are they just not the best leads? I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to show up in your marketing and be able to attract and repel through my blah versus best framework that I use and that I teach deeply inside of my coaching program. We're going to be pulling that up. And so let me just bring that up to you. Here we are. Okay, here we go. So the blah versus best blueprint, the blueprint. So you have your blah audience and you have your best audience, right? So you know as a business owner who your dream clients are, who your best clients are. But subconsciously, you are not seeing them in you're seeing them as blah clients in your marketing message. And I'm going to be breaking down exactly what this looks like. Okay. So blah. So we'll start with blah. We'll dissect what a blah person is, right? A blah lead. So the very first thing is, let me actually hide my face so that I could zoom up a little bit. Okay, that's better. All right, so blocked. So the B in the blah is blocked. You're showing up and you're marketing, but you're speaking to leads who are blocked. They're stuck either financially, they're stuck mentally, emotionally, or intellectually. You're speaking to people who you think are blocked financially. You're speaking to people who you think can't afford you. You're speaking to people who you think are just intellectually or emotionally just not available. They're not ready. to purchase from you. And so when you show up and you're speaking to people and you're in the back of your mind, subconsciously, you're thinking, oh, I don't know if they can actually afford my premium prices. I don't know if they can actually afford my offer. It's when you're thinking that, you're going to be speaking to people who cannot afford you because your energy never lies. Your thoughts lead to your feelings, your feelings lead to your actions, right? And as a result of that, that's what you're going to attract to yourself. That's what's going to come to pass. That's what's going to manifest. That's what's going to bring that's what you're going to bring into fruition. And so it's important for you to understand that you have to know and be certain of who it is that you're speaking to. Stop speaking to blah people and start speaking to your best clients. And we're going to be dissecting each step. Okay. The L in the blah framework is lazy. You're speaking to people who are lazy. It's subconsciously you're thinking, oh, they probably expect me to do all the work and hand them the results, right? And unless you're doing like a done for you type of offer, that is not the case with coaching, right? As a coach, you are there to guide your clients. You are there to assist them, to lead them. However, it is mutual, right? And so you need to stop speaking to people who are lazy, who expect you to do all the work. That is not who you're talking to. Stop trying to talk to people who don't have the ambition and the drive to do the work that's required. Okay. The other thing that you're calling in is people who are aimless, right? The A is people who are aimless, lacks vision, goals, and direction. This is leading to zero motivation. So you are showing up in your marketing and it's like you're convincing people. You're trying to convince people. You're trying to give them the vision. You're trying to, and I get it. Like, yes, you want to paint the vision of what your clients desire. However, if they don't already have that vision, then they are not going to connect with you, right? If you're trying to say, oh my gosh, this is what can be possible for you, or if you're speaking to people who already don't have that vision, then it's more like you're trying to convince them. If they don't have vision already, if they don't have goals, if they don't have direction, you come with a convincing energy as opposed to just speaking to people who already have the vision, right? Speaking to people who know what they want, know their goals, know the direction. Because otherwise, you're going to be speaking to people who have zero motivation to better their lives. Like you want it more than them. And that can't be the case. They have to want it as well. All right. And the H in blah, the blah people that you're speaking to is hesitant. They're hesitant. They're not ready to invest or take action. That is not who you're speaking to when you're marketing. If you're constantly showing up in your marketing in your offer, but when you're marketing, you're literally speaking to people who you think they're just not ready. They're not ready to invest in themselves. Why are we speaking to them? When you show up to market, you're speaking to action takers. You're speaking to people who are ready to go, ready to invest. You're not convincing. That convincing energy is going to repel the very people who are ready to take action, who knows that what you have to offer is so vital and they're ready to take action. So this is how we jump into the best, okay? You need to be speaking to your best clients at all times. And so the B in best is brilliant. You're speaking to people who are high achievers, who recognize the value of your offer. They recognize that the value of your offer outweighs the cost, right? One of my mentors, Myron Golden, he teaches, he says that wealthy people, they see the value in everything, while poor people see the cost of everything, right? And so wealthy people, we don't look at the cost, we look at the value. While poverty-minded people, they look at the cost of everything and they don't see the value. But that's not who you're speaking to. Your best clients, they are brilliant. They are high achievers. They see the value that your offer creates in their lives and they're ready to go. They are brilliant. You're not speaking to people who don't understand you. You're not speaking to people who are blocked mentally, intellectually, emotionally, financially. You're speaking to people who are brilliant, who see the value in what you have to offer and they desire it and they are ready to take action. When you're speaking to your best clients, the energy matches, right? Your energy, your values, your mission, your energy matches your client's energy, your best clients, right? Your mission, your vision, your core values, they all align with your clients. And so for me, I know a huge value of mine is freedom. One of my values is freedom, being able to live a life of freedom, being able to live a life on my own terms, being able to make high decisions, income decisions, being financially free, location free, creatively free, to live life on my own terms. That is huge for me. That was the biggest thing that I wanted when I was working in my 9 to 5 before starting my purpose driven business and being able to resign in less than 9 months. When I started, that was my goal. I was like, I just want to be free. And so that's a huge value of mine. Another value is my belief. I'm a believer, I'm a follower of Jesus. And so people who love the Lord are going to be gravitated to me because I put the Lord before everything that I do. And so these are just examples of just your best clients, just speaking authentically real and showing up as your authentic self. And that is what's going to allow you to align and attract your best clients just from the energy aligning. Okay. And so the S in your best clients, how to speak to your best clients so you can start attracting your best clients into your world, you have to remember and understand that your best clients, they're self-sufficient. They are self-sufficient. They are go-getters, they're action takers, they are resourceful and they're motivated. All right. When I didn't have the money to pay for my coach, um, I literally, there were times where I had to put it on a credit card. Why? Because I'm self sufficient. I know the value of what I'm going to receive on the other end. I know the wisdom and the knowledge and the skill set and the tool sets that I'm going to have on the other end. So for me, I am my own best client. Like, I understand how to think. I understand the value of what I'm investing in. I know that when I invest, I'm investing in myself. And so I did in the past put coaching, a lot of the coaches that I hired, I had to put a lot of it on my credit card. But guess what? I was able to pay it off. And so based off of what I've learned. And so your best clients, they're self-sufficient, right? They're not tire kickers. They're not saying, woe is me. They're not feeling defeated. They are action takers. They're go-getters. They are resourceful. They're going to find a way. They're gonna find a way. They're not gonna allow circumstances to allow them to feel defeated, right? And so they are self-sufficient. And then your best client, they are trustworthy, right? They have confidence in your ability to deliver, and you have confidence in their commitment to execute. In any type of relationship, whether it be a marital relationship, a parent-child relationship, uh, platonic, any type of platonic relationship, and also with a coach client relationship, there has to be that mutual trust. There has to be trust there, knowing that you're literally, as the coach, you're leading and guiding and trusting that they're going to take the recommended action steps. They're going to follow the trail that you've created for them, right? And do their part, as well as you showing up to coach them, guide them, lead them to do your part. Trust has to be there. And this is what allows you to actually be able to decipher. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Lilac. I appreciate your comment. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, so this is how you attract your best clients. This is how you're able to this is why your marketing isn't working. And this is how you're going to be able to shift, right? Maybe right now, when you're showing up, like I mentioned earlier, you're showing up, you're creating the content, but the people that you're attracting, they are not your best clients. You're speaking to block clients. And so it's not to say that what you're saying isn't accurate, it's just who you're talking to. What is your perception of the people that you're called to serve? Are you seeing them as blah, or are you seeing them as your best clients? Stop speaking to blah clients. Stop speaking to people who are blocked, who are lazy, who are aimless, who are hesitant, and start speaking to your best clients who are brilliant. They energetically align with you, they are self sufficient, and they are trustworthy. These are the people who you need to be speaking to in your marketing so that you can start repelling the people you don't want, repelling the block clients, and start attracting your best clients. This is the shift. This is the shift. And I give you the work inside of my Call to Coach course, inside of my premium program. I break this all down for you. And if you want to learn exactly how to transition into your coaching business full time in this year, creating the offer, the compelling offer, creating the converting marketing, and setting up the simplified sales funnel for consistent sales, you want to understand how to do that. I recommend that you save your seat for my next live Call to Coach workshop. The link for that will be in the description. I am very excited to host it live for you, and we're gonna meet each other live, and you're gonna really be able to break down and uncover those three secrets to get you transitioned into your business full time. Okay, you don't need a large audience. You don't need to be jumping through hoops chasing clients, and you don't need to continue self-sabotaging your success. All right. And so we'll be breaking all of that down inside of my Call to Coach workshop. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. Oop, I hit my face there. Trust God for the next step. All right. I'll see you in the next live. I'll see you. Happy Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate. And I'll see you on Monday for another episode of the Daily Dose. See ya.